Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Friday, March 19th. A quick recap of yesterday, 3-4, and really it was the player props that screwed us. Jordan Clarkson was a no-show. There's an APB out for him. Same for Montrezl Harrell. And then lastly, Damian Lillard, we had his points, rebounds, and assists over. He scores 36 points, but doesn't have a single assist in the game. Just misses his over, so what can you do? We did have our lean was Anthony Edwards too, but I won't count that as an official play. So we're just going to keep rolling into some player props and spreads. I got 3 or 4 today for player props, and then another 3 player prop or spreads and over-unders that I like. If you're new, click that like and subscribe button. The growth has been unreal. Like I said, there's over 100 subscribers coming in every single day. So let's see if we can keep hitting that number. Keep clicking that like button. You guys are breaking like goals, view goals, subscriber numbers. You guys are killing it with the support. Always leave your comments if you have any betting picks that you want my thoughts on. Happy to answer those. 2 more quick notes. We have a Discord channel with over 200 people in it right now. There's normally 20 people active at every single moment. People throwing bets at left and right at each other. It's a lot of fun, so if you haven't joined that community, strongly suggest it. It's just basically like a group chat where you can chat with everyone in this community on this channel that is in the chat. And basically there's an NBA chat where people are bouncing off betting ideas like, do you like Rudy Gobert tonight? Stuff like that. Or there's an NCAA basketball forum with March Madness starting up, which we are doing a March Madness video. If you missed it last night, I picked a spread in every single game, and we'll keep doing that in March Madness. Not an NCAA basketball guru, but we're going to do it for fun, all 63 games. But yeah, there's an NCAA basketball, there's an MLB, hockey, soccer, MMA, you name it, everything is down there in the Discord, so join that. It should be the first link in the description, and then we'll be back for our live stream daily at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so come check that out. We had over 64 members yesterday. That is wild. Your guys' support has been unreal. Anything that I could have ever expected. Let's get into some player props and spreads, though, and we're starting with Michael Porter Jr. over 24.5 points and rebounds versus the Chicago Bulls. MPJ has been on a tear lately. I consider picking Nikola Jokic today, but I'm going to go with Michael Porter Jr. You know, the Nuggets are trying to get him the ball, getting him into rhythm after he missed a lot of time earlier this season on the health and safety protocols list, but he's been back and on an absolute tear lately. He's had 20-plus points and 8 rebounds in 5 straight games, and you know, the last time these two teams played, the Nuggets and the Chicago Bulls, Michael Porter Jr., he didn't hit that 20-point total, but he had 17 points and 15 rebounds, easily cashing this points versus rebounds number. I would play this up to 25.5, even 26.5 if I had to. The Nuggets are getting him the ball more often, and he's shooting it very efficiently, like over 50%, which normally isn't like him, but he's getting to his spots and knocking down those shots. Nuggets are also playing him over 30 minutes a game, and he should be able to score at will against this Bulls defense. We're taking Michael Porter Jr. over 24.5 points versus rebounds. Moving into my next one, Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics over 26.5 points. Last night when I looked at this line, it was 25.5. Not a surprise to see it go up. It is against the Sacramento Kings, who, if you don't know, they don't play much defense around here, and that will be shown tonight as Tatum drops a big game on them. Tatum dropped 27 points the last time these two played earlier back, I believe in February, and he shot 11 for 26. That is not a good shooting performance for Tatum. He scored 27-plus points in 4 of his last 5 games, including back-to-back 29-point efforts. You'll probably see Tatum show up in our player performance double. Also, our long shot parlay of the day and parlays of the day yesterday were just missed by 1 leg. LeBron did not hit he didn't get a triple-double, which is a lot to ask. And then the Jazz money line absolutely screwed both parlays. But what can you do? We have more parlays of the day, so stick around for those. But yeah, we're back to Tatum. He's attempted more shots recently, like over almost 22, 25 shots a game. And no one on the Kings can match up against Tatum's skill and skill set and size and all of that. So we're going to take Tatum to have another big game tonight against the Boston Celtics as they look to bounce back after a disappointing loss against the Cavaliers a couple days ago. And then our last one, and before I get into my one lean of the day, Ricky Rubio under 21.5 points, rebounds, assists. We nailed this one on the head yesterday with Ricky Rubio. We said under 8.5 assists. His number quickly changed to 7.5. He didn't even get near that. He had 5 assists last night. And it's because the Suns are so good at defending the point guard position. The Suns give up the least assists per game, and you saw that with Rubio. And then he chipped in another 6 points and 1 rebound. 21.5 seems too high for him, especially against the Suns team that, you know, is exceptionally well at defending point guards with Chris Paul and Mikal Bridges. They are great. So we're going to take Ricky Rubio again under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists in a game that I think will be low scoring, unlike what people might expect. And then my last lean of the day, because I don't have a line, Christian Wood over in points. Christian Wood, this is a revenge game. The Pistons are coming into town, and the Rockets are favored. You wouldn't expect that. A team that has lost 18 straight games is favored tonight against the Pistons. What do they know? I guess it is the Detroit Pistons, so not saying much, but Christian Wood is back against his former team who disrespected him in the offseason this past summer, not even offering him a great contract, which led to him leaving and going to the Houston Rockets, where he showed out. He'd arguably be the most improved player if he did not miss the last 17 games. He returned a couple nights ago, and he had played 26 minutes, dropped 21 points and 9 rebounds. And while I don't know if Oladipo or Wall will be back, John Wall that is, I do believe Oladipo is going to play tonight. They know they got to force feed Christian Wood the ball. The Rockets season is all but over, and this is a big game for Christian Wood. I expect them to feed it to him, let him go, use and abuse the Pistons' front court. Whether they want to put Jeremy Grant on him or Mason Plumlee, it will be a matchup nightmare. Christian Wood, big game tonight as he goes back up against his former team, the Detroit Pistons. Lock it in. Get Christian Wood into your DFS lineups and lock in his player prop over. Moving into some spreads and over-unders I like. Speaking of the Pistons-Rockets, we're taking the under. I believe it was 217 when I looked at it. Absolutely not. This will be a game very similar to the Knicks and Magic game, which we nailed on the head yesterday. They didn't even combine for 200 points. Like I said, this will be a similar game. I don't know why the over-under is so high. When Houston is at home, the under is 13-4-1, or I guess when you look at it, the over is 4-13-1. The Pistons can't score. They are missing basically all of their shooters. Not that they had many, but Wayne Ellington should again be out. And the Rockets have scored the most points the Rockets have scored in their last five games is 107 points. And that goes against matchups like the Hawks, the Kings, the Jazz, the Warriors, all very high-scoring games, and they can hardly break over 100. So like I said, we do expect a big Christian Wood game tonight, but that doesn't mean that he's going to shoot the ball very efficiently or anything like that. Plus, the Pistons already struggle to score the ball. Same with the Rockets. John Wall probably won't be playing, who speeds up the game. We're taking the under. Also, when you look at it, Houston is, when they are a home favorite, which is where they find themselves tonight, the under is 5-1-1. And then a useless stat of the day, the total has gone under in 13 of Houston's last 14 games against an opponent in the Central Division. That is where the Pistons are located. So we got to hammer the under, take it, and run away with it. Next under of the night, because I'm rocking with unders, we got Grizzlies versus Warriors, under 224.5. I expect this line to go down as Stephen Curry will be out for tonight's game. He is officially ruled doubtful, and so I don't expect him to play tonight. No reason for the Warriors to rush him into the lineup. And so now when you think about it, this Warriors team without Steph Curry, I don't know where they're going to score points. And starting Nico Mannion is not the solution, as he is a rookie and he doesn't normally shoot it very efficiently. Just look at his games from when he was at Arizona last year. And, the last time the Warriors played without Curry, they couldn't even crack 100 points. They might have had a 101, 102 points against the Hornets. That's abysmal. And you look at the Grizzlies, they have not broken 100 points in back-to-back games. The Warriors, I think, will try to slow down this game and kind of bleed it and try to win off their defense. And, the Grizzlies aren't necessarily scoring a lot of points recently. Plus, I'm just taking the under. Both of these teams don't shoot the ball exceptionally well without Curry. And, I do lean the Grizzlies to cover, but I will be taking the under. I like that far more, under 224.5 points at the moment. They won't get near that again tonight. And then my last spread of the day before we get into not only my parlays of the day, but I'll recap every single game on the spread or on the slate and pick who I think will win and whatnot. We're taking the Heat minus 4.5 versus the Pacers. I'm a Pacers believer. I love Karis LeVert, love Sabonis, love Brogdon. I like their team. But the Pacers are this team where you look at it and you think, you know what? They're talented. They should win this game. They have a lot of talent. You can't deny that. Even off their bench, TJ McConnell, Doug McDermott, they have talent. But then when it's all said and done, they don't win. Like, check out a couple nights ago against James Harden. That's literally all the Nets had. James Harden, Joe Harris, if you want to include him, Jeff Green. But against the Nets, without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and they lose basically by 10-plus points. The Pacers are 2-8 in their last 10 games, whereas the Heat are 8-2 in their last 10. The Heat are coming off a disappointing loss, 89-85 to the Memphis Grizzlies. and they're back at home tonight. Indiana is 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games against Miami, and they're 4-16 straight up in their last 20 road games at Miami. Not to mention a useless stat of the day, the Heat are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 Friday games. That's enough for me. I'm taking the Heat to cover big time against the Pacers tonight. It's just, I can't bet on the Pacers anymore. I'm done with it. They're like the Celtics. I don't really feel like betting on them. Same with the Jazz. I'm not betting on those teams anymore to cover. If they cover, so be it. Pacers have not looked good recently, and I think the Heat, with being back almost fully healthy, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo can carry this team to a win. Here's my parlay of the day. We're going to go with the safer one. We're going to take Nets money line versus the Orlando Magic. Then we got Heat minus 4.5, and then the under in the Rockets Pistons game. Add that up, that should be plus 380-ish or so. I would take that in a heartbeat. I think all of those 3 games should hit. My long shot parlay of the day. Some people said they want a triple-double parlay, so say less. We're bringing that into the channel. We're going to do a triple-double parlay of the day where we pick 2 to 3 players that have a triple-double every single day. That is how we cashed our long shot parlay of the day 2 nights ago, which was plus 2,000 odds. We had Jokic, Harden, and Westbrook to hit a triple-double, and they all nailed it. Tonight, we got Harden again. He's a frequent flyer for a reason. He's been insanely efficient and great, and it's the Magic. They stink. Then you got Domantas Sabonis. Same thing for him. He has been wild. He has been great so far. His assist prop is probably hitting. Domantas Sabonis' assist prop is probably hitting 6 to 7 straight games. So we're rocking again with his triple-double. And then I got Nikola Jokic. It could be a Jokic scoring night as he's dropped a big, I believe, 38 points on the Bulls last time they played. But I think Jokic he was very close to a triple-double that game. I think he had 14 rebounds, 9 assists. I think he can get this done tonight. And then my other long shot parlay of the day is a player performance double. We have Tatum, 30-plus points in a win. Michael Porter Jr., 20-plus points in a win. And then James Harden, we're going to reduce him to a double-double and a win. That is plus 1,900. That will likely be the parlay of the day that I'll be playing. But just to recap those before we go into each game that I like, or each game on the spread, and I'll give you kind of what my takeaways and what I'm looking at. We're going to recap our parlays of the day, triple-double parlay of the day. We got Harden, Sabonis, and Nikola Jokic, all triple-doubles. Parlay them together, plus 3,200. Player performance double. Tatum, 30-plus points in a win. Michael Porter Jr., 20-plus points in a win. James Harden, double-double and a win, plus 1,900. Parlay of the day, we're going to do Nets money line, Heat minus 4.5, and the under in the Rockets versus Pistons game. Whatever the line may be, I'll take the under, no doubt about it. Going into our plays of the day, Heat minus 4.5 versus the Pacers. Then we got the under, like we already talked about, in the Pistons versus Rockets game. We have the Grizzlies versus Warriors under. Ricky Rubio under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Jason Tatum over 26.5 points. And last but not least, Michael Porter Jr., my favorite player prop of the day, over 24.5 points and rebounds. We do like Christian Wood again tonight, but I do not have a player prop for him, so he will just be a lean for now as he tries to get his revenge against the Detroit Pistons. If you're this far in the video, click that like and subscribe button. We're going to give you a quick rundown of these games. As always, leave your comments in the description below or try to @ me on Discord, and I will try to get to you there. But the best way to get to me with your questions and answers will be in the live stream, which I do at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I answer every single question you guys have. Yesterday, we had over 40 people in there all the time. So I will answer every single question that comes into the live stream. It's hard for me to answer everything in Discord as there's literally over 200 members in there unless you directly message me. Let's get into these games. Sacramento Kings versus the Celtics. I don't know. I can't, like I said, not betting on the Celtics, but I would take the over. The Kings don't play an ounce of defense, and the Celtics always seem to score a lot of points against those teams. That's why I got Tatum on the slate. Spurs versus Cleveland. This is basically a pick'em. I don't believe DeMar DeRozan will be playing, so you don't love that. Cleveland's coming off a big win against the Celtics. No chance they can do it 2 games in a row. I would lean the Spurs minus 1.5. Brooklyn Nets versus Orlando Magic. The Magic are getting healthier. They finally returned Ross, Fournier, and I believe Aaron Gordon played last night. Aaron Gordon will likely miss tonight as it's a back-to-back. I'm rocking with the Nets minus 8 versus the Magic. The Magic just aren't that good. They did cover against the Knicks. They did lose by 1 point in a very low-scoring game. They won't be able to keep up with the Nets. The last time these two teams played, I believe the Magic lost by 32 or something like that. So, again, I would rock with the Nets tonight, minus 8. Then we got Pistons versus Rockets. I don't know why the Rockets are a favorite, and I honestly will never touch the Rock. This is an absolute Austin worst game of the night. I will not watch a minute of this unless I'm watching Christian Wood. We talked about it a couple days ago. I never bet on the Pistons to cover. Hey, they won against the Raptors. Still would never trust them. 2, I would never trust the Houston Rockets. So what's even worse, you combine them and play them in a game. That's why I took the under. I can't imagine both these teams scoring a lot of points. It's going to be a pillow fight. So I'm taking the under. If I had to pick who's going to win the game, man, I don't want to pick the Rockets, but I'll go the Rockets. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense why they're favored after losing literally 18 straight games. We'll say they get their first win of basically the last 2 months. I think the Rockets might do it. Golden State versus the Grizzlies. Obviously, I like the under in this game. Do like the Grizzlies to cover. 9 points seem like a lot, but I think the Grizzlies should be able to do it without Steph Curry on the Warriors. The Grizzlies are just a much better team. The Warriors without Stephen Curry are literally a G League team. They are god-awful. Hence why Nico Mannion is starting. They are not going to be good, especially with Wiseman and Eric Pascal out. Absolutely not. Warriors will not cover that, in my opinion. Pacers versus Heat. You already know I'm on the -4.5 Heat train. I do like the under again tonight. I just didn't want to beat a dead horse with the under again in a Miami Heat game. But you've seen the Heat. They don't score a lot of points. They scored 85 in their last game. They play great defense, and I think this will just be a slugfest of defense tonight. Can't imagine both teams go crazy and start dropping like 110 points each. That just doesn't seem feasible. The Jazz, -5 versus the Raptors. Jazz are on the no-bet list. They screwed our parlay of the day yesterday, so they are on that list along with the Celtics and probably the Hawks because I can't trust those teams either. But I believe the Raptors are getting healthy tonight. They are at home. Technically, that is Tampa. But I can't trust the Jazz. I just can't. I would probably lean the over. If I had to pick a bet, I'd lean the over 229 in this game. I believe it will be very high scoring. I believe both teams don't play much defense. They kind of run fast, shoot a lot of threes. If those go down, I could see the over hitting pretty easily. The last 2 games on the slate, Timberwolves versus Phoenix Suns. What do they know? The spread comes out the exact same as yesterday when the Timberwolves just won outright. So that smells, and that's what I'm reading. You got the Suns -10.5. I would ride them tonight. Doesn't make sense. Why are they 10-point favorites again when they just lost outright? I would ride the Suns, and then I'm taking the under 231. Both of these teams combined for over 240 points last night. So why do they come back with the same exact line of 231? Hey, I don't know, but we're rocking with the under 231 tonight if I had to bet it. My last one, we got Dallas Mavericks versus Portland Trailblazers. The Blazers are doing better. Mavericks are also playing better. This is a tough game to predict. I do think Luka has a gigantic game, but the Blazers are looking good lately. Damian Lillard on a tear. If I had to bet it, I'd go Blazers tonight. I think the Blazers can win this game, but it's not a big. I wouldn't be betting on it myself. Just a hunch. I do think the under is where I would lie. I think the under in the Mavericks-Blazers game will hit. The Blazers and Mavericks don't necessarily have the fastest pace of play. They just shoot a lot of threes. And I think if they miss a couple, the under 234 could hit with ease. This has been Austin. That will be all I got for you guys today. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them at me. If you're this far in the video, thank you guys again for your support. Click that like and subscribe button. It really means the world. This has been Austin. I will catch you guys later in the live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see you there with any questions you guys got. And follow us on social media at Calling Our Shot, everywhere, you name it. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Calling Our Shot. Check out our website, callingourshot.com, where we post our daily player prop articles as well as daily fantasy, my lineup that I'll be playing, plus a couple value plays. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys again for the support. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.